Hey guys, welcome. This is going to be kind of a quick review on a couple of new products I came across from Milani in my Walgreens store. One is a concealer and the other is a contouring product. So I thought I would show you how both of these work in this video and kind of give you my review on them. I've been wearing them for a few days now and I've sort of figured out how to work with them and yeah, just come to some conclusions on what I think about them. And it is that time of year where drugstores are getting in like tons and tons of new products, so you probably are going to be seeing a lot of reviews or reviews/demos from me in the near future. But first thing I want to mention here is this Milani Retouch Plus Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I saw this and I thought, wow, that's just a little concealer. It's 0.24 fluid ounces. Turns out it's just a little bit more than what you get when you buy the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. But the format of this concealer is a squeezy tube, and then it's got like this little sort of cushion ball at the end, and product just squeezes straight up through. So I highly advise looking at that and seeing the product squeeze out before you start putting it on your under eye. The first time I used this, I just kind of like, oh, I'll just squeeze as I go. Got way too much on there. But I have this in the shade 02 Light, and I'll tell you a little bit about the claims. It says conceals dark circles, covers spots, blemishes, and imperfections, brightens and revitalizes, claims to have quick and buildable coverage, color corrects through light technology, minimizes the look of dark shadows and wrinkles, blends easily, won't crease or settle into fine lines. So apparently this is just God's gift to all your facial issues. I picked this up in a shade that I thought would be sort of just maybe slightly brighter than my skin tone, since so many of the claims pertain to brightening, and it's called a light lifting concealer. So I got something that I thought would definitely be brightening on my skin. And the way I applied it, like I said, I kind of look for the product to come up through the tip, and then you can totally just dab that around wherever you need it. They say that you can just use the tip, the mess-proof cushion tip applicator, to blend it, but you're really going to be having a lot of product to work with if you do it that way. So I kind of like to get it on there where I want it. And then I took my little Swisspers sponge, or you could use a brush. I just think something other than that little tip that's already kind of saturated with product, and just dab over it to blend it in. And it really is pretty easy to blend in. I've used a brush with it before. I've blended it in with just my fingers, and it's a nice texture to work with. It's really not anything that feels like a vastly different texture from a lot of the liquidy, creamy consistency concealers that are out there. And I feel like it definitely does brighten up my under eye area. But what really tells the tale for me, because let's be real here, I'm sitting head on at the camera, I'm in pretty bright lighting, but when I turn, that's when I can start to see the darkness coming through. You can really tell when you see yourself at an angle, like, oh, okay, that, you know, it's still there. This is the difference between trying to cover up dark circles with a skin tone concealer and trying to cover them up with an actual like peachy tone corrector that can truly camouflage them. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, depending on how dark your circles are, I don't think this is necessarily going to be a like one and done concealer for you. I would really advise, if you've got like those bluish tone, kind of ashy looking circles right in here, I would definitely advise covering those up with a peachy corrector first, and then you can use a concealer like this to fully like brighten up the area, because I do feel like I'm very brightened like all in through here. That's where I applied it, and also down the center of the face as well. It worked nicely there. And the texture, I like that once it got all blended in, it didn't like dry to a completely like there is no moisture in the area anymore. The under eye area was not totally zapped from moisture. It wasn't as tacky as like an It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I don't know, it just kind of felt natural. It was a good consistency, a good texture. And for some people it might be enough. If you've got just barely their discoloration and just a little bit of a brightening concealer tends to do the job for you, you know, this could be great. This is all I'm wearing. I didn't like go in and add any more concealer. The only thing I added on top of it actually was just a little bit of some setting powder, a little bit of the Laura Mercier loose translucent powder. I've been playing with this as like under eye setting powder. I didn't bake the area, but I just lightly added a little bit bit more, and that kind of helps that effect, you know, the head turn effect where you're still seeing a little bit of darkness there. That powder actually adds a hint of coverage. But to be used most effectively, again, I think it's a brightening step. I don't think it's a really like cancel out all your darkness step, even though the claims kind of make you think that it's gonna just be a miracle worker. Now, the new thing from Milani that I tried and I really enjoyed was this contour and highlight cream and liquid duo. I thought this worked so well, and I really liked the tone that I got. I got 02 light / natural, and I think there was one shade lighter and then several deeper colors as well. It says on the go, strobing and contour made easy. Don't know how much I'm gonna just like be slapping this on the go, you know, let's be serious here. But basically they're giving you two textures of product. One like looks sort of like a lipstick bullet, that's your contour shade, and then you've got this liquidy like kind of wand applicator highlight. I'm guessing that depending on the shade you choose, you know, the lighter you go with the contour color, your corresponding highlight is going to be lighter as well to cater to a lighter skin tone. But bottom lines on this product, I like the way it applied. It went on really smoothly and light. It didn't feel like I was applying like a ton of product or a ton of heaviness with this stick. It was a really natural looking color on me. I felt like it just gave that natural look of a shadow, you know, kind of a cool tone contour, but at the same time not too dark, and I could kind of put it wherever the heck I wanted to on my face. I went under the cheekbones. I even put a little down the sides of my nose, which I rarely do, around the hairline, and I had time to go around and blend all those things out and not feel like I was in a hurry. It didn't set immediately on me, and I really like using my Real Techniques contour brush to blend over a cream contour like that, and I just love the effect. I thought I got a really like pretty chiseled look out of that, and it did so for me very easily. It's hard to get, I think, all things working in one product. Sometimes it'll be the tone that you like, but the texture will be really stiff and dry, or sometimes it's the reverse. It kind of made me think of the effect I got from that Tarte contouring palette, and remember there's a cream contour in there, and I used that in a video, and I was just really impressed with the color tone on my skin, how easy it was to blend. It was just a good product. This reminds me of that, but in a stick format. So when I got that all applied on my face, what did I do next? I did go ahead then and I set my under eye just a little bit. I applied some blush, which is probably a blush I'm going to be reviewing soon from Physicians Formula, one of their new butter blushes. And then I moved on to the highlight end of this product. And I think there are a number of ways you could use this. For the most potent highlighter application, I think you could dab this directly on the skin and just blend it out from there. And I'm actually going to try that right now, because so far I've just stuck to my old faithful method of like putting it on my hand first, picking it up with the small stipple brush, and then blending it out. But I'm going to just on the spot here try applying a little bit more right on top of the cheeks and see what I end up with here. Yes, you do get a much more like, I don't know, pronounced glowiness when you do it that way, when you go directly to the area where you want it and then blend over. But I love this creamy liquidy highlight. I think it's so easy to blend out. I love that they didn't load it down with glitter. They really didn't load it down with a ton of metallic shine either. It just gives your skin this natural sort of sheer glow. This particular shade that I've got, again, it's light / natural, and this one has a little bit of a goldeny hue to it, I think, in this highlight. But the way I did apply it for my demo, I just put a little on my hand, pick it up with the small stipple brush, dab it right on top of the cheeks, and I think that's the most subtle effect you can get, really. That brush really does kind of disperse product pretty well, but you could use a little bit more concentrated brush, a little bit more of a dense brush if you wanted an even more like pinpointed application, or just do what I did there and dab it right on your cheeks. You could blend it with your fingers, blend it with a brush, but this is a nice little duo product. I am very impressed. For a drugstore price tag, You're getting a very effective contour shade that, by the way, does not stay tacky on the skin either. That really dried down nicely, and I'm happy for that. And then this pretty glow on top of everything that I was so pleased with. So in my opinion, I think Milani's got a real home run with these contour sticks. Like I said, they come in multiple shades, even a lighter shade than what I used in this video. And the Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer, not a dud product either. Definitely effective at brightening, a good texture. It really doesn't seem to totally dry out my under eye area with wear throughout the day. Only thing is that I don't think this single-handedly reverses like actual dark circles. Like, you may need to go to that extra color correcting step. But is this brightening? I think if you buy it in the right shade, it absolutely can be brightening all over the face. So thank you guys so much for watching. Many more fun new drugstore products out there that I will be testing out and bringing reviews to you about. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye!